Hi, I'm Emma Ginder and I'm going to show you about a website called Freckle. The targeted audience for this video to learn more about Freckle is parents and teachers. Parents because I believe it is a great resource for them to use at home as practice for their children, and teachers because again it's another great resource that they could be using in reading rotations or math rotations. The goals and objectives of using Freckle is to enhance reading and math engagement and skills for students. These are the two ISTE standards that I found appropriate for the website Freckle. I'll give you a couple seconds to read over them before I show you the website. Okay, so when you log into Freckle, it'll allow you to log in as a student or a teacher. I obviously logged in as a teacher, and it brings me to this activity feed page. Right here it shows me the class that I'm working with this current week. You can go back and look at other weeks or more specific days, and the filtered of the subjects. Here it gives a brief overview of just who in my class worked with the highest accuracy, the most time practiced, and the most correct questions, along with the opposite of that with those lower scores. Then it gives a brief overview of each student and how their practice went, how much time they practiced, how many questions they answered, and what they were practicing. Here it shows that my friend scored very poor, and when I wonder why, because it's usually someone who does a nice job, I can go, oh, because they tried to answer 24 questions in 30 seconds. So it looks like they weren't using their time wisely. Then I can go even more in depth and I can see the actual scores that the actual topics that they were practicing, and it'll take me down. So she was working on basic addition, subtraction, all of the math facts there. And then what I really like is I can go to my fact mastery, see what level this student is on, and see what they have mastered, what they're practicing, and then what they haven't even been exposed to yet based on what their scores are right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you the student side of this, what the students see when they log on. So the fun thing they really enjoy doing is they can earn coins for every problem that they solved, and then once they earn a certain amount, they get to unlock the piggy store. What I love about the piggy store is it actually has a timer on it. They're able to go in and pick outfits and fun stuff for their pig, but they are only allowed 2 minutes to do so. So it's not like they can unlock the piggy store and then they have, 10, 15 minutes to just play around, but they only have 2 minutes. They pick out their outfit and then they're back to setting or practicing their facts. I mostly use Freckle for math. I do have one student who uses it for ELA to work on her phonics and skills practice because she is a lower one of my students, but I mostly use it for math. Every time my students log on to Freckle, I make them scroll down to the fact practice, and they have to complete it twice. All it is just quickly going through and solving these math facts just to work on their fluency, and then it'll take them to the we're going to exit. It'll take them to the, let's see, we often work on base 10, and I'll show you what it looks like for them. So what number is missing in the hundreds chart below? You can't see on, there it goes. I can drag up these answers, or I could use a pen. I could pull these over here, but to answer the questions right there. Exit there. So that's mostly for the student app. I can assign assignments to them if I want them to be working on something specific, but Freckle does a really good job of kind of hitting all math topics that I don't put in specific assignments for them. Again, these are some of the ELA assignments I give to my low reader. They do have a science or a social studies aspect of Freckle, but you have to pay more for that, and so I really just use it for math and ELA, and I have found that my students really enjoy it. We actually have a math program at school called Reflex, which also works on fact fluency, and even though our school paid a lot of money for Reflex, my students actually prefer the free Freckle website. So it's a great resource to use. We use it as one of our math rotations because we do guided math, and so they just know that when they get to hands-on, they go and get on Freckle and they get to work on these facts, so they really enjoy it, and I even have some who work on it at home.